A fugitive is a person who is fleeing from custody, whether it be from jail, a government arrest, government and non-government questioning, vigilante violence, or outraged private individuals. A fugitive from justice, also known as a wanted person, can be a person who is either convicted or accused of a crime and hiding from law enforcement in the state or taking refuge in a different country, in order to avoid arrest. Interpol is the international authority for the pursuit of transborder fugitives. Europol is the European authority for the pursuit of fugitives who are on the run within Europe, and coordinates the search, while national authorities in the probable country of the state coordinate their arrest. In the United States, the U.S. Marshals Service is the primary law enforcement agency that tracks down federal fugitives, though the Federal Bureau of Investigation also tracks fugitives. As a verbal metaphor and psychological concept, one might also be described as a fugitive from oneself. Finally, the literary sense of fugitive includes the meaning of simply fleeing. In many jurisdictions, a fugitive who flees custody while a trial is underway loses the right to appeal any convictions of sentences imposed on him, since the act of fleeing is deemed to flout the court's authority. Recently, convicted rapist Andrew Luster had his appeals denied on the basis that he spent 6 months as a fugitive. Terminology. While a person is being sought for potential arrest, the person may be described variously as being at large or as a person of interest to law enforcement. The latter term is frequently used in an all-points bulletin issued to other law enforcement persons or agencies. A person who has jumped bail after arraignment in court may be hunted or pursued by his bail bondsman, and a bounty may be on his head. The act of fleeing from the jurisdiction of a court is described colloquially as fleeing justice or running from the law. A wanted poster may be issued, especially by the FBI, culminating in the FBI's most wanted list of fugitives. On the lam, or on the run, are often refers to fugitives. Menkins, the American language and the thesaurus of American slang, proclaimed that lam, lamister, and on the lam, all referring to a hasty departure, were common in thieves' slang before the turn of the 20th century. Mencken quotes a newspaper report on the origin of lam, which actually traces it indirectly back to Shakespeare's time. Its origin should be obvious to anyone who runs over several colloquial phrases for leave-taking, such as beat it and hit the trail. The allusion in lam is to beat, and beat it is Old English, meaning to leave. During the period of George Add's Fables in Slang, cabaret society delight in talking slang, and lam was current. Like many other terms, it went under in the flood of new usages of those days, but was preserved in criminal slang. A quarter of a century later it reappeared. Mencken also quotes a story from the New York Herald Tribune newspaper in 1938 which reported that one of the oldest police officers in New York said that he had heard on the lam 30 years ago. Methods of finding fugitives. Various methods can be used to find fugitives. Phone taps and pen registers can be used on relatives. Credit card and cell phone activities and electronic transfer of money can also be traced. Wanted posters and rewards can also be used. Jail records are also sometimes used. For instance, after the U.S. government determined that Timothy McVeigh had perpetrated the Oklahoma City bombing, he was found in a local jail. Various countermeasures can be used by fugitives, as described in books such as The Paper Trip and Perpetual Traveler, to make it difficult for others to find them.